Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video is going to be a little bit of a harvest video, a garden tour, and just what I do in the garden every day to keep it looking nice. Stay tuned. Before we get into the video, I just wanted you guys to know that I get an email whenever any of you guys comment on my videos. So I see every single one of the comments that you leave. So if you have any questions, anything at all about gardening or birds, see every comment. I'll try to respond as quick as I can. Alright, let's get into the video. In this first bed here, that's now just the green bean and beet bed. There's not too much I have to do in here. I have to harvest the green beans, pull some weeds, and I had to thin out the beets. Let me show you. So the green beans on the left, I planted about 2 months earlier than the green beans on the right. So the ones that are on the left are producing a lot of green beans, while the ones on the right aren't. Once the ones on the left are about done producing green beans, the green beans on the right will be producing green beans. So I'll never have an excess amount of green beans, but I'll have green beans for a long amount of time into the fall. Let's get picking. So in picking green beans, it's pretty simple. You see there they are right there. So I just grab the green bean and then push it off the stem with my fingers. So I'm going to do that for the rest of the bed and I'll show you what I get. Here's today's total harvest of green beans. It's not too many, but I do get this amount every day. It's perfect after a few days to get a dinner's worth of green beans. So one other garden task that I got to do in this bed is pulling weeds. So in and around the edges of the beets and the green beans, the weeds can sometimes grow. So I don't ever spray my weeds with like Roundup or anything. All I do, since my garden isn't too huge, is just pull them out. The soil is loose in the raised beds, so this isn't even an everyday thing. This is probably a once a week or once every 2 weeks kind of thing. So just pull these up, and we're good to go. Alright, let's keep looking. Next to the green beans are our fall crop of beets. So these are the ones that I started inside underneath the grow light and planted them out here. The thing that's over top of him is a shade cloth. So it allowed 60% of the light to get through, which significantly cools down the beets on these hot summer days. Beets are cold weather crops and don't like hot weather. So this is the only way that you can really grow them in the summertime consistently. So let me show you. So here's just a small corner of them lifted up, but that continues for the rest of the bed. They're looking really good, and it's going to be a great fall crop of beets. And just like with the green beans, it's important to pull the weeds and the beets too. Alright, in the first painted raised bed over is also beets and broccoli. So you can see in the front here are the beets. So let me show you what we need to do with them. So earlier this year, I pulled out the beets that were ready to be harvested and left the smaller ones to keep growing. So let me look through and see if there's any of those smaller beets that have now grown up and will be tasty for us to eat. One more thing I want to add, you saw how underneath the shade cloth, how green the beets leaves looked. You can see from the hot weather and the excessive amount of sun, you can see how brown and red the leaves have turned. And these are the same varieties of beets. So, look through, and this one looks good. Very nice. And then again, like all the other beds, got to do some weed pulling. Before we move on to the green beans, we got a bluebird visitor. That's a female bluebird, and her nest box is on the other side of the fence. She has 3 little chicks in there, which I'll show you in a little bit later in this episode. Alright, let's get back to the gardening. Behind the beets are some more green beans. We really like some green beans. So these green beans were planted about a month after those green beans that I just harvested. So they're not quite ready to be picked yet. There aren't any ripe green beans quite yet, but they will be soon. Alright, let's move on to the carrot bed. So in this carrot patch, you can really see succession planting at work. So you can see in the front, I have carrots that I planted in March, that in some are ready to be picked. And in the back are some that I planted only about a month ago, that you can see are much shorter than the carrots in the front. Let me show you those. Here again, the carrots on the right were only planted a month ago, and not going to be ready to be harvested until fall. And the carrots on the left, ones that I planted in March, and are ready to be picked. Alright, let's go see how big the carrots are. With these carrots, I don't just pull the whole bunch up at a time. It's even though that all the seeds were planted at the same time, it's actually a mixed variety of carrots. There's some white ones, there's some orange ones, and there's red ones and purple ones. So it's pretty cool. But the white ones mature much quicker than all the other colors. So I'm going to go through and find all the white carrots and pick them. So let's dive in. Alrighty, this carrot's looking really good. Oh, nice and thick at the top, but it's split. Oh, let me show you. Alrighty. Let's keep looking. Alrighty, this one looks good too. Oh, dragged up another one with it. There we go. Nice good carrot. Oh, this carrot is starting to flower. Pretty sure that's just from it being too hot, but it won't produce a nice carrot root. So I just pull those out. Alright, let's go look on the other side of the carrots. Alrighty, you can see from here, you can see we're getting the different colors of carrots. So, yep, pretty cool. Alright, let's keep picking. Here's another one that I just got. So you can see it's split, which isn't the best, but it's still edible and it'll still taste like carrot. Alright, let's move in a little closer. Right there. There we go. Here's one that looks good. Ooh. That's a nice carrot. Oh, here's going to be a good one too. Is how I can tell they're going to be a good one. Let me show you. So you can see how thick the stems are right here versus, let me find one, like this carrot down here, which has a real thin stem. So when the carrots have really thick stems, like almost like celery, that is when you get the good carrots. See how thick the stems are versus this little carrot? That's beautiful. Here's my arm. It's not in focus. There we go. Alrighty. We'll get a few more. Oh, here's a orange carrot that tried to sneak up. This it's a yellow carrot, it looks like. Yeah, some more yellow carrots. There we go. Oh, this one's starting to flower. Yeah. When they start to flower, you can See, it's getting real tall and skinny, and the stalk compared to any other carrots. See, real tall and skinny. Those won't produce a good carrot root, so I just throw those over my fence, and then the deer eat them. So let's come over to the other side. I think there's a good one right here. That one's got a knot in it. It's another great one. Another good carrot. Another carrot tried to sneak up. Alrighty. So let me show you what we got. So as you can see, carrots are a little thinner than they once were, but those will keep on growing until the fall. And you can see, just the camera down there, got a whole bunch of good carrots. Later in this video, I'll take these inside, trim them up, and wash them off, and you'll be able to see their true colors. So in this raised bed, this is where the potatoes were. I planted a whole bunch of lettuce and broccoli. That was grown inside first and transplanted out here. And just like the beets, this is that same shade cloth that allows them to grow really well in the summertime. But if you already have a shady spot, that works even better. So here's the lettuce and the broccoli. You can see the broccoli is getting much taller than the lettuce is. That lettuce, I'm pretty sure it's romaine. It's that same romaine shape. That broccoli is the same kind that I grew this spring. Started from the same seed packet. So they should do really well. That romaine will be ready to harvest before too much longer. And the broccoli will be ready to pick probably about the end of October. But we'll see. So up on the corner of the neighbor's house there, that bird sitting on the little ledge is the male bluebird. And he'll sit around outside of the box, and he'll guard the nest, making sure that no predators are coming around. And since I'm working in the garden on the other side of the fence of his box, he's getting a little angry, so I'll try to speed up this process and so that he can get back to his chicks. So over here in the squash, you can see broadleaves, big flowers, a lot of little pollinators buzzing around. There's some squash down here. So careful not to be stung by any bees. There's one squash. There's another little squash. And then, third little squash. So I'll keep going around the bed and show you what I get. From the squash patch today, here's what we got. Some nice small squashes. I prefer to pick them when they're small, as the plant doesn't use as much energy towards developing the seeds of the squash, and more energy into producing more squash, which is what we want. Alright, now on to the tomato, cucumber, pepper, ground cherry patch. So here are the massive ground cherries. When I planted them this spring, I didn't really know too much about them. But now I've learned a few things. One, they get really big. Two, they produce a lot of ground cherries. And three, they're called ground cherries because when they're ready to harvest, they fall to the ground. So let me show you underneath the plant and all the ones that I'm going to have to pick up. Alright, I got my phone on a stick, so I can put it underneath. And whoa, look at all those. Oh. You see down there too. whole lot of ground cherries. And I believe that these are better to pick in the, or get off the ground in the afternoon, as that's when the skins and the, are the most dried out, and also gives them an extra second to ripen out. And sometimes when they fall off the plant, they're not really ripe yet, but by leaving them outside in the sun, they'll finish ripening. Alright, let's move on. So behind the ground cherries are the peppers. So there aren't any ready to pick yet, but I'll show you what's been coming along so far. Let's take a look. Alrighty. So you can see there's some pepper, green pepper. Oh, let me move out of the way. There's some more green peppers down there. There seems to be some insect, I guess, that's been eating the peppers this year. You can see tearing away some holes. You can see, especially there. And the pepper just rots, which isn't great, but hopefully as the pepper plants get bigger and produce more peppers, that won't be so much of an issue. See some more down there. And down here at the end is our one banana pepper plant. So, but, point down here, these look like they're ready to be picked. Oh. Here we go. Nice banana pepper. See why they call them banana peppers. So on the other side of the peppers, I planted some cantaloupes. So I hope they'll be ready before the first frost. Really like to eat cantaloupes, and I didn't really have this bed totally finished until a little later into the summer. But a lot of flowers, as you can see. No cantaloupes yet, but hopefully before too much longer. Next up, next to the fence, are the tomatoes. So I don't even really have to zoom in. I'll just walk by them, and you can see how many tomatoes that we're going to be getting this year. They're looking really good. The front here is 4th of July, I'm pretty sure, tomatoes. And then some striped Roma tomatoes. You can see they really got them stripes on them. And next up, pretty sure this is a big boy tomato. And this one is definitely a 4th of July. And I'll show you the first tomato. Yay! You can see there's a whole bunch more too. And here's another 4th of July. Show you down here. And then this one is a celebrity tomato. It's the name of the variety. See some up there. A lot in there. Last one is the, let me move over, is the Cherokee purple tomato. So you can see those are really big tomatoes, the biggest variety that I grow. And they'll turn a dark purple, and they're super tasty. So at the end of the bed here, kind of on the hill, I planted a elderberry. So I heard it's a favorite of bluebirds, and you saw where I said that in my How to Attract Bluebirds video. So I finally got a plant, and I can already see they're eating the berries. I'll show you what they look like. Here are the berries. So just right now they're real small. But you can see down here where that cluster's just been completely picked off. Guess they like them. Back in the bed is the massive cucumber plants. So I always grow them on the same trellis, and they always do really well. But I think next year I might try to find them a bigger trellis. I planted a lot of cucumbers this year on that trellis, and you can see they're really starting to spread out in every direction. And you can't even see the trellis anymore. Alright, let's go through and see if we can find any cucumbers. Alrighty. I think I see a cucumber down here. That's just a small little cucumber. This one's a little better. Just keep looking. There's some good looking cucumbers up near the top here. What usually works best is either pushing at the stem, just like the green beans, or twisting cucumbers that are a little bit harder to get. Drop that down there. I see another one over here. Oh, and you can see I'm on the wrong side of the stem. So this one I'll kind of have to pull and twist. There we go. It's a nice looking cucumber. Oh, there's one that isn't quite ready yet. Same there, that one's not quite ready yet. Let's see, show you the rest there. And it doesn't really look like there's any more on this side. So let's take a look on the inside of the trellis. You can see there's still a couple more on the outside here. But these aren't really ready to be picked yet, so we'll just leave them. Right front and center. Cucumbers! I think there's one more next to him. He's got a free end. Oh. There we go. See one back here too. Reach my arm through. Whoa! I'm not sure this one. That one's big. Let's keep looking. I see cucumber. Is that a cucumber? Yes. Oh. There we go. So a lot of gardeners grow cucumbers just across the ground, but they trellis really easily, growing trellises real easily, and it produces much straighter cucumbers than just lying on the ground. And you don't get a lot of blemishes, and it's a lot easier to find them. So you can see, here's another one. I'm gonna back up. See, this one got a little too big. See, it's a little yellow at the end, but it'll still be good. Airplane flying over. And more down here. Alrighty. Oh, I see some on the inside. I don't think I'll be able to film those, but we'll see. Before we dive in, another great looking cucumber. There's that same one that needs a little more time. Oh, see one hanging right there. In the back there. Let me go grab that. This one was a little smaller than I thought it was, but still really good. Oh, there's one right here too. For the rest of these, I don't know. You can see inside the trellis there. There's some more cucumbers. You can see that one hanging and then one on the ground there. Those are still a little too small. So I'll just leave them to keep growing for tomorrow. But I do see one back where we just started. I'll let that one go. Oh, there's the bluebird again. Box is right on the other side of the fence where I am. And you can see both of the parents being irritated up on that post. Alrighty, there's all the cucumbers. They look good. I'm sorry this is in vertical. This is the only way. I slide up the phone. And I'm not sure if that's in focus for you guys. But you can see there's 3 little bluebird chicks in there. Seem to be happy and healthy, and and probably be ready to fledge before too much longer. And another thing, another plant that's really good for the bluebirds are asparagus. If you have a variety that produces these little berries, you'll know in the fall they turn bright red. You can take those berries and plant them and you'll get asparagus seeds, or you can leave them like I do, and the bluebirds really like to eat them. Alrighty, here's today's harvest. So on the right, got the carrots. So I got a little ruler out, so you can see they're not the biggest carrots. Not the biggest carrots I've ever grown. Still pretty good. And some nice big long cucumbers. Beet. And here's the little squashes that I picked today. But then there's some bigger ones that my mom picked that we both missed. And then here's some more cucumbers. Also about the same size as the other ones over there. And then one big carrot. Probably one of the bigger ones. And then the banana squash. And the little 4th of July tomato. Alright, well that was a great harvest today. If you liked what you saw, I'd appreciate it if you leave a like on this video, and if you want to stay up to date, hit that little subscribe button down at the bottom of the video. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it supports my channel and lets you know when I upload my next video. So thanks for watching.